Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining the Sexy Freedom Media podcast. Today, my guest is Barry Shore. Hi, Barry.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings and good-looking people. Now, Helen, how can I make the categorical statement that the thousands and tens of thousands of people watching are all good-looking? Because by definition, if they tune in to listen to you and me, they are always looking for and finding the good. That's a good-looking person, looking for and finding the good.
I 100% agree with that.
Thank you, you sexy
Barry.
being, you.
Yeah. Barry. Okay. So, Barry, tell me about you in a brief little bio, because I know they call you the ambassador of joy, but what else about Barry that our viewers need to know?
So let's do one thing. I am known as not the ambassador of joy, the ambassador of joy. Good. So imagine the following, Helen. Standing up in the morning, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, and that evening in the hospital, totally, completely paralyzed. That was Barry Shore, September 2004, standing up in the morning, capable, healthy as everybody I trust watching and listening. And that evening, I was in the hospital completely and totally paralyzed, a quadriplegic. And it was not from an automobile accident. It was not a spinal injury. It was a rare disease that took over my body. And literally, I could not move anything. Hearty and hale in the morning, completely paralyzed in the evening, 144 days in the hospital. I
Oh
was
my
two
goodness.
years in a hospital bed in my own home. I couldn't turn over by myself. I was 4 years in a wheelchair. See my hands. Thank God I have them now, like yours, but I have them. I had braces on both my legs, my hips to my ankles, and that was progress. Today, thank God, I'm vertical and ambulatory. The use of a 7-foot walking wand made for me by a Zen master, but I still can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb myself, and I have help 12 hours a day. But you hear my voice, positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And the reason is, wonderful Helen, because I've learned how to use, leverage, internalize the word smile. SMILE is an acronym that stands for seeing miracles in life every day. Imagine seeing miracles in life every day. Now, it still takes me 10 minutes to get out of bed in the morning, but guess what? I can get out of bed. Now, when I speak to groups, and just before COVID, by the way, I was speaking to a group of about 5,000 people. So this is just almost a year ago today. I
Yeah.
was speaking to a group and I mentioned this, the idea of seeing miracles in life every day. And people raising their hands, people say, hey, Barry Shore, I've been up for hours already. I haven't seen any miracles. And I asked them, are you here? Can you hear? Can you see? Can you stand? Can you walk? You have water, drink, food to eat, place to sleep, family, friends. Every single one of those, Helen, is a miracle. And if you don't recognize it, think of the opposite. 1 million people didn't get out of bed this morning. You know why? They died. If you didn't, then you're watching and you're here. Celebrate. Live exuberantly. That's Barry Shore.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I talk about that a lot myself. I'm always saying people didn't get up yesterday, especially kids, and we got the gift of life one more day. So what are we going to do with it? So I love that, Barry. I got a couple questions from people that I told you were going to be on my show. It was really exciting. Okay. Hold on, let me grab. Here we go.
Wow,
Okay.
she's
So
illuminating.
so one of the questions I got was, did you at any point in time accept defeat or have some doubts about overcoming the situation?
Are you ready for the direct, true answer?
Yes.
No. You said yes. I say no. No. And now the reason why is not because I'm a super being, I'm a regular person. The reason is because at that point in my life, I was 55 years of age
Mhm.
and I had been studying, living, breathing, growing in joy since I was nigh onto a grasshopper. That's about the age of 12 or 13. I
Mhm.
have been working in this process of living life to the full. Life, by the way, wonderful Helen, stands for living inspirationally for eternity. See,
Mm.
we love words. And when you work with words, and not just things that come out of your mouth, they originate in your mind, correct? So
Yes.
we are all spiritual chiropractors. You know, what happens? Why do you go to a chiropractor, Helen, if you ever gone to one? Because it's something sort of out of place in your body, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you go to the chiropractor and he or she fix you up and go, woo! And you're supposed to
Uh-huh.
be effortless and standing straight and breathing and such. Well, we're spiritual chiropractors that we want to align our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. So when you're thinking in good and you're speaking in good and you're acting in good, guess what? You are now generating feelings, words, and thoughts of goodness. And when you do
Mhm.
that, you literally change the momentum of the world. See, love is a four-letter word. I love
Mhm.
using four-letter words, Helen.
Yeah.
I even use the four-letter FU word, which I'll talk to you about. I do it because it's fun and the shock value. But love is a four-letter word. It stands for living on vibrant energy.
Mm.
So yes, when it came that the good Lord tapped me on the shoulder and said, Barry Shore, you're, thank God, you're very successful in business. I had already built two very large businesses, made a lot of money. What everybody said is the boxes for success, right?
Mhm.
Making money, living well, healthy, a wonderful wife at that time, 27 years. Now we're 44 years married. I have a good son. He's
Wow.
married. I have two grandkids. Every box checked. And then the
Mhm.
good Lord said, I need your attention, please.
Mm.
Hello, slow down, stop, and be paralyzed for a number of years.
Mm.
So, was it a challenge? Is it a challenge every single day? Yes. Did I ever feel defeated and underneath and said, no, no, dear Lord, please, no? No.
Mhm.
I live in the world called enthusiasm. There's a difference between excitement and enthusiasm. But before I go on, I want to share with you this one. So again, we love four-letter words, but
Mhm.
we live, Helen, you and I, in the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, right? So
Yes.
the four-letter words that we like to use are love, live, gift, grow, hope, holy, free, play, pray, sexy.
Bold.
Four-letter word, yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
And the FU four-letter word is fun. Fun. Again, people raise and say, Barry, sure, fun's only spelled with three letters. Not in our world, the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Fun is spelled FU, capital N, capital N. So after the show, everybody, when you go away and you listen to this, you say, what is that all about? I want you to put a smile on your face. Remember that seeing miracles in life every day, twinkle in your eye, point your
Mhm.
finger at your family and friends, say, F you, everybody. But remember to add right away, capital N, capital N. So where'd you get that? I said, I listened to Helen Edwards, the honor of this guy. Barry Shore told the world, F you to the world. Capital
Yeah.
N, capital N. If you're not having fun, you can't get to the next level, which is joy. So no,
Joy.
yeah, that's it. It's joy. By the way, joy is a great word acronym that stands for generating ongoing youth.
Hmm.
Helen Edwards, you are the embodiment of joy, generating ongoing youth. Look at you.
I
You're
feel it.
illuminating.
I
Yeah,
feel the
you're
energy. I
you
feel
that
it.
you are energy. You are a cog. You're a channel of goodness, a
Yes.
child of God. And that's
Mhm.
what we do in life, right? We are here in service. If you want to know a one-word definition about the joy of living, what is it? It's one word, giving.
Mhm.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
Helen Edwards doesn't do a podcast where she can say around, hey, I have a podcast. No,
Yeah.
she's a giver. She wants to share with the world. Am I correct?
Correct.
And share stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy.
Whoa. Mic drop.
Whoa!
Mic drop, Barry.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So when you live in that kind of world, people say, come on, sure, it's not possible. It's possible. Remember, you know that word impossible? You
Mhm.
know how to pronounce it correctly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't read it impossible, read it I'm
I'm
possible.
possible.
By the way, the
Yes.
word imagine,
Mhm.
great word imagine. Don't read it, imagine. Read, I'm a genie.
Ooh,
You know that thing that comes out of the bottle and it says,
that's pretty
you've been
magical.
granted three
Yeah.
wishes?
Mm-hmm.
That's who you are. You are, everybody's a genie. You
Mm-hmm.
have the power to grant your own wish. Wish is a
Mm-hmm.
great four-letter word. You want something to happen, want is a great four-letter word. You want it to happen, you wish for it to happen, you're the genie in the bottle. Just rub it, rub yourself, and poof, you grant yourself your own wishes. Speaking of which, I would like, with your permission, I'd
Sure.
like to offer a free gift to everybody. May I do that?
Sure.
Free is a four-letter word, gift is four-letter. Just go to my website, www, which stands for, by the way, What a Wonderful World. www.barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE, barryshore.com/free, free gift. Worth more than, it's at least $30 because we sell it for $30, but I'm giving it away for free. And you will send us roses, you'll send us emails, you'll tell Helen, wow, this is amazing. You got this guy on who got this stuff. It's so good because it's enlivening. And if you
Mm-hmm.
let me, after you ask me the next question, we'll talk about the distinction between excitement and enthusiasm.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, go get your free gift, everybody. So, okay, so uh another question that was asked is who were your inspirations growing up?
What a wonderful question, by the way. And thank you for that. You asked people, or you told people you're going to have me on, and they said, "Oh, ask Barry this question."
Yeah.
So, and this is not a setup, anybody. I have it here because it's coming out soon. Can you read what this says?
The joy of living, how to slay stress and be happy. Oh,
So this is the book that's coming in. This is the printer's edition. We're not releasing the book until the end of March, and there may be a special because you listen to Helen Edwards and such. But in this book, this is the 11 strategies for learning how to live in joy daily. And I name names in this book,
yeah.
people who inspire me. I'm going to tell you three. And the reason I'm going to mention three is because in my world, when we discuss things, we like to work in threes because one is a point, right? You
Mm,
can hard to balance on one point. Two, you can already be stable, right? When you have
right.
three, you have a triangle. That is the basic building block that you can build anything in the world on a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
3
Mm-hmm.
points, you can make a triangle. It's really solid. So when I discuss it for the people, I'll tell you, we live in the world of three fundamentals. And the three fundamentals of life are number one, life. Your life has meaning. Your life has purpose. Live in purpose. When you live a purpose driven life, Helen, like you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
you can go mad. Now, wait a minute, what mad? Yeah, MAD is wonderful. It's a great acronym that stands for make a difference. You lead a
Mm-hmm.
purpose driven life, you make a difference in the world. The third fundamental is unlock and uncover the secrets and the power of everyday words and terms. Like we said, www, what a wonderful world. Smile, see miracles in life every day. Or as my 8-year-old niece came over to me and said recently, Uncle Barry, can we spell smile? SMIEL? I thought about it. Smile, smile. Why not? How come? She says, because then it would stand for seeing miracles in everyday life. Out of the mouth of
Whoa,
babes, an
there we go.
8-year-old. Because what was she doing? She was creating the kind of world we all want to live in, or the world she
Mm-hmm.
wants to live in. Create stands for causing rethinking, enabling all to excel. So the number one person I'm going to mention, this is not in order because I have two women, so I have to make sure we don't favor one over the other. But I'm going to read to you, if I may, even though I wrote it,
Sure.
so I know what it says. Read to you the dedication in the book.
Okay.
Now, this book is going to be touching, my lectures have already touched many tens and hundreds of thousands of people, but the book will be touching millions, if not hundreds of millions of people over the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
The dedication of the book is to my wife,
Mm,
Naomi, without whom I would just be protoplasm.
mm,
Now, if anybody asks me, what's protoplasm? Protoplasm is just goo.
yeah.
It's just stuff. It's that's there.
Yeah.
That's what I would be without my wife.
Aw.
44 years married, happily. I hope she will say the same thing. And living through, first of all, being with me, which is not so simple. Even you see me in
Yeah.
all my glory, and we asked, were you like this before you became paralyzed? Yes. Are you even more now? Yes, yes. But
Hmm.
to nurse me through paralysis, remember, 2 years in a hospital bed, I couldn't turn over by myself.
Oh yeah.
She turned me over every day,
Mm.
couple times, and then at night, because they have to be turned, else
Yeah.
it becomes very fun. And in the one of the last strategies in the book, well, actually in the middle, I'll mention there was a wonderful woman. Her name was Terrible T. And so what? She had a reputation. So just think, I'm a 13-year-old and I'm in the 8th grade. I grew up in a place called Brookline, Massachusetts, just out of Boston, which we're now, you're living in Arizona now, Helen?
Wyoming and Arizona, yeah.
You
Currently
live
I'm
in
in Wyoming right now.
you're in Wyoming?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Why
Yeah.
do I say that? Because Arizona is warm at the moment, even though it's the winter time, it's relatively
Yeah.
warm, right? Wyoming is less so.
Right?
And it's big open spaces and it's probably cold outside. So
It's
I
very
grew up
cold.
in a place, Brookline, Massachusetts, Boston, which is right now in the wintertime, it's cold outside, baby.
Yes.
Baby, it's cold
Baby,
outside.
it's
You
cold
don't go like
outside.
this in short sleeves. I'm in Venice Beach, California, right by the water. So even today
Nice.
it's a bit cool, but for us, cool is 59 degrees, 62 degrees,
Right.
no, not 26 like in Wyoming. But anyway, terrible deal. So think back, I'm 13 years old, the 8th grade. I was the class president. Okay. So class president, I figured, what do? You organize the dances and do all the kinds of fun things and such. And Terrible T became our principal that year. She had a reputation. That's why she liked being called Terrible T. Because
Oh,
she was Mrs. Thompson. She was intimidating in a positive sense, but she was intimidating, especially when you're a 13-year-old kid.
right.
And she calls me in the office. She says, okay, sure. That's what she called me. She didn't say Barry. Call me, okay, sure. You're the president. I want to discuss with you the speeches you're going to be giving throughout the year. So, speeches we're talking about. Who likes speaking in public, Helen? People don't like, people get nervous about speaking in public, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, not just butterflies. People would shrink. I don't want to talk in public. The famous story is if you ask people the three things uh, that they fear the most, public speaking is number one.
Right.
Death is number three.
Hmm.
People fear speaking in
Right?
public more than death because I'm speaking in public. I don't know what I'm going to say. People laugh at me. Who knows it? Okay, right? That's the thought.
Sure.
So I'm 13. I didn't want to speak in public. She said, "Well, this is what we're going to do." I said, "No, no, no." Well, she asked me, "Do you know the Gettysburg Address?" I said, "Of course, I know what it is. You know, Abraham Lincoln, Gettysburg." She said, "No, no. Do you know it by heart?" I said, "Well, no." She says, "You mean not yet?" I said, "Huh?" Said, "Come back here this time next week, and you'll recite the Gettysburg Address to me orally."
Mm.
Yeah, see, very good. She made me aware. I was nervous for the whole week, but I remember now, thank God, the Gettysburg Address, anybody doesn't know, look it up. I mean, it's not that long. I think it's 238 words or something like that. But the point is to be able not just to say the words, but to, at some point after you do it a number of times, to
Right.
feel the expression of those words. She made me understand the value and the importance of words, what it
Wow.
means to express oneself. Helen, this is what you do. Let's be blunt. You're very attractive as a woman. You're very smart. You're capable. You have a dynamic persona. You're out there in the world. You're using your microphone for good, correct?
Hmm.
So you
Yes.
understand that words are vital. It's not just how
Yes.
you look, it's what you say, how you say it, and doing it in such a way that you can entrance people in the most positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant way. She
Absolutely.
transformed my ability to speak in public, which I did
Mm.
a couple of times in the year. The last time I did it, I remember literally where I was standing up in the gym, for graduation time, and there's 400 people in the audience. It was not a big high school, but 400 people, and said, learn how to focus on this person, this person, this person, and see them
Mm.
as your friend because they love you. to
Wow.
feel that love. And yeah, it transformed. And okay, so I became a ham. I enjoyed it.
That's
That was
really
the,
cool.
and the third most influential person in my life was and still is my mother.
Mm,
Mother. Yeah, come on, being hokey? No, I'll tell you why. It's not just she's my mother. And you can read about it in the book. My mother was truly one of the most positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant people you would ever meet.
mm,
Anybody would ever meet. I want to share with you something because we're on the air right now. People are watching us as well as listening, right? So my mother, Frances Ida Goldstein Shore, when she got married, and their anniversary was just yesterday. Would have been married now, I think, 74 years. They both passed away, my father and my mother. My mother was born with a red wine stain over 3/4 of her face
mm.
and a bit pock marked. Now, go back, she was born 1919, something like that. So over just about 100 years ago. Bullying and chiding kids in school is common today. I mean, we have anti-bullying campaign. Imagine what
Right.
it was like 100 years ago.
Oh,
Think
yeah,
kids,
for
you
sure.
think kids were more kind then?
No. Mm-mm.
This woman growing up with this red wine stain. So in her family, they decided, okay, it's Frances.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get through it. She didn't even leverage it. She just was her. She lived life to the full. Now,
Mm.
we saw her as kids, obviously, as mom, right? But she always wore thick, heavy pancake makeup and such like that because you don't walk around like that. She didn't. But she was the embodiment of joy. And it's even better because later in life, when we met some of her friends, she was still friends with many of the people she had gone to high school with. In those days, a lot of people didn't go to college, especially women and such. She did very well in business, by the way, interestingly enough, because of her personality. But her friends told us, well, yeah, this is your mother. This is Frances. She was one of the most popular kids in high school, always this, always that. It wasn't an athlete. She was sort of a bit heavy and such, but there was nothing that ever got in her way of living life to the full. You hear this? To the full.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
give you one simple example. And this is really fun because it's the embodiment of what enabled me to face and overcome any challenge. I had several. The paralysis was one of them, by the way. And a couple other things I've been through. I mean, we're
Right.
talking about real stuff, making
Yes.
lots of money, losing lots of money, bankruptcy, even though
Mm-hmm.
thank God later I made back that and much more, um, addiction to drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and not living on the street, even though I had been close at one time, but stuff and never
Yeah.
losing hope or being defeated. So down the street from where we lived was a supermarket, but in those days supermarkets were relatively smaller. It was called the Star Market, or if you're from Boston, it's a Star Market. Anybody listening from Boston, so you know Boston accent, right?
Right.
Star Market. So the Star Market they were about to start something called a courtesy booth. Somebody got smart enough to, by the way, you got to hear this, Helen. Growing up, there was a department in a retail store called a complaint department. You hear this? They actually has a, it was called the complaint
Oh, yeah,
department.
yeah. You go in there, make a
So
complaint
yeah,
to the
you want to
complaint
go in, you say,
department.
okay, I want to complain about this. But somebody got smart and said, wait a minute, why are we calling it a complaint department? Let's call it, they in the store, they wanted to call it a courtesy booth. So our
Mm.
family shopped at this store. My mother knew everybody, of course, I knew her. And they came on and said, Mrs. Shaw, would you be kind enough to man the courtesy booth? They didn't call it woman or anything, man the courtesy. So and we had a family meeting and we said, yeah, Mom, because I have two younger sisters. Yeah, do that, do that. How cool is that? The store's down the street. Your mother's running the courtesy booth. And thank God it wasn't a money issue. Just, okay, nice to have another job, get out of the house. Kids are growing up. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we were 10, 11, 12, 13. And she ran the courtesy booth. But here's the key. Because of her and that whole environment, the courtesy booth became a mechanism that enabled the store, now in grocery, by the way, to make an extra 2 or 3% in profits for the year. That's big time stuff.
Mm.
Because of the courtesy booth, they literally track stuff. You don't have a computer because they didn't have it then, but the store went up 3.5%. in volume and in profit.
Wow.
And they, yeah, that's a big wow. And they decided we'll try it in other places. So they tried to hire Francis-like people in other stores, which did. And when she retired, I think a decade later, the store had it in every store. The store was, that chain was bought by a very much larger chain. They gave my mother a special banquet where they presented nice gifts, a big check.
Oh,
But the real issue was they said, you transformed the process of shopping. It
mm,
became an experience. People
yes.
came in because they're always asking, "Where's Francis? Where's what you?" Even when she was there, years later.
Mm-hmm.
So the three influences in my life are my wife, Mrs. Terrible T. Thompson, because she spoke to me about learning how to articulate, and my wonderful, amazing, fabulous mother, who, when I'm in bed, paralyzed, nothing on my body moved for years. Wonderful Helen
Mm-hmm.
couldn't get down. Why? My mother would say, "Hey, Parishaw," that's what she called me. "Come on, kick
Oh,
up." I couldn't move, but didn't matter.
that
So
is
the three fundamentals
amazing.
of life. Life has purpose. Go man, make a difference. If you're
Mm-hmm.
alive, you can make a difference in whatever your circumstance. Uncover the power and the sequence of everyday words and terms. Like
Yeah.
smile, www, what a wonderful world. Create. I urge people, I know I'm monopolizing, but I'm going to say one more thing. I urge people to utilize the two most powerful words in the English language and to use them 3 times. Well, you know what three looks like. 3 times, hold up 3 fingers, please.
Three.
Thank you. 3 times a day, every single day, consciously and conscientiously, the rest of your life. And the two words are, drum roll, fanfare, da-da, da-da. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When you can learn to say thank you consciously and conscientiously 3 times a day, you're going to change your dynamic, change all the people around you, and by definition, the world, because that ripple effect never stops. There's no stopping energy. It continues to go out,
Absolutely.
right? So
Yep.
imagine this. We're going to be able to go back into coffee shops soon, right? Imagine
Sure.
you walk into a coffee shop and you order your fancy latte, Helen, for $5.50. And you go, you order it and you sit down and somebody brings it to you. You say, thank you. You
Mm-hmm.
walk in the coffee shop, you order a fancy latte for $5.50, and a few minutes go by, nobody brings it to you. So you go back to the counter and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot. We're very busy. We'll bring it to you." A couple more minutes go by, you still say, "Thank you," right?
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yes.
walking out of the coffee shop and it's raining out, which can happen a lot in Wyoming. And you, or somebody holds the door open for you. You say, "Thank
Thank you.
you." You're
Mm-hmm.
walking out of the coffee shop and it's raining out. Somebody slams the door on you. You say, "Thank you." You're in traffic, you're late for an appointment, somebody cuts you off. You say, "Thank
Thank
you." Get
you.
up in the middle of the night, you stub your toe and it hurts. You say, "Thank
Thank
you."
you.
To harmonize and network kindness. That's what thanks stands for. To
Mm-hmm.
harmonize and network kindness. The Dalai Lama has been quoted as saying, I read in his writings, be kind whenever possible. And it's always possible.
Yes.
Kind stands for keep inspiring noble deeds. This is what Helen does.
Yes.
Inspiring noble deeds. That's you. You're the essence of kindness. Or in your case, since you're in Wyoming right now, connect in nature daily.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Daily.
that.
Daily. I even go out in the snow. I know it's
Of
cold
course.
out there.
Well, no, that's why you're in Wyoming. You long to go out in the snow, bundled up, and then do a snow angel, right? Or you walk outside and it's
I
cold
go
and
dance.
crisp, and your nose is cold in the ears. You have earmuffs, like you have ear pads now for listening.
Yeah.
You have earmuffs, right, to
Mhm.
keep
Yes.
warm. But
Uh-huh.
you're outside and you're breathing. You're looking around, saying, "Oh, dear
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I love you. What a world!"
What a
Isn't that
world.
what you do, Helen?
Absolutely. Hands down every day.
Yeah. So
Barry, okay, I got another question for you. Okay. So I know you podcast. Who was your most intriguing guest you've had on?
So first of all, thank you for mentioning the podcast, www.parishaw.com/podcast. And I'm honored and happy to say we've had people on, let me see, we have over 2 million downloads.
Mhm.
Our regular listening audience is over 340,000 people every week.
Congratulations.
And I'm going to answer you in a funny way.
Okay.
The next guest. will be the most interesting. Okay, that was evasive. Because let's look at who we've had on, thank God. Uh, Now, not these, some of these are household names, some of them are not. So Bernie Siegel in some circles is a household name. Why? Because if you look him up, you do a Google, Dr. Bernie Siegel, wow. Not only did he write, I think, 18 or 19 books, but his first book was the definitive book on how love and the mind can help you heal from cancer.
Mm,
And he was denounced,
mm,
Helen, denounced by the
wow.
medical association. Oh, doctors said, come on, Bernie, you're smarter than
Yeah.
that. Come on, what's this woo-woo stuff with, hey, yeah,
Yeah.
because you think you can smile and be happy, you can help cure you? Come
Mm-hmm.
on. And he said, yeah. And guess who's right?
Mm.
Bernie Siegel.
Wow. Bernie Siegel. Go Bernie
Yeah,
Siegel.
85 years young and still doing it. And I'll
Wow.
mention of something else. Yeah, look him up. Because in the book, I mentioned somebody named Norman Cousins, who I wasn't able to have on the show because he died.
Mm.
But Norman Cousins wrote one of the most important and definitive works when it comes to healing. So
Mm.
again, remember, I was overnight, I went from completely, totally healthy to totally paralyzed.
Wow.
Not an automobile accident, not a spinal injury, a rare disease. Imagine I'm walking out of my house, I'm sitting down and I sat in a chair and I couldn't move anything. I called my
Mm.
son. I said, Ezra, Papa can't move. What do you mean you can't move? Can't move. Body
Mm.
just started closing down. They took me to the hospital. I told my wife and my son, I'll be home, I'm sure, tomorrow morning. Hello? Who thinks you're going to be paralyzed for either now or for the rest of
Yeah.
your life or some time? The reason I mentioned it is because Norman Cousins wrote a book called The Anatomy of an Illness. So in my world, they have something, I've learned this, and I share this with people who have issues. Diagnosis is not destiny.
Mm.
Was I told, Helen, by well-meaning doctors, Parishaw, you're a good guy, very strong, you won't be walking again. Just deal with it. Was I told that? Yeah.
Mm.
Did I
Yep.
listen to them? No.
No.
Am I walking like Helen? Can I walk outside by myself in the snow? Yes and no. I told you, I'm vertical and ambulatory. I use a 7-foot walking wand made for me by a Zen master. So
Hmm.
I can maybe get through a little bit of the snow, but I don't walk like you, but who cares? Guess what I can do? I can
Dance.
swim. I can dance. I dance in my
Oh,
way. By the
yeah.
way, I can't even get up from this chair right now, just so people
Mhm.
know. I can do this all day. I won't get up. I can push and but my upper body, I have strength. The lower body, I'm still basically
Sure.
paralyzed inside.
Mhm.
But because of something, I know we have only a couple more minutes. I learned. They did a lot of work with me called aquatic therapy
Mm.
in the water. And over the course of a number of years, the different modalities and such, able to move some of my upper body, my arms and such like
That's
that.
amazing.
So suffice it to say, I learned how to swim again, Helen. They put flotation devices on my legs so they don't sink and drown. And
Hmm.
I put paddles on my hands because my fingers don't close. And I use a snorkel. I learned how to swim so well that I now swim 2 miles a day,
That's
6
incredible.
days a week. And I've been doing that for 12 years. And as of today, I have 8,019 miles. Now, let
Ooh,
me see. You're in, what city are you in Wyoming? Casper?
Casper. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I just, that was out of the air. I just
Hey.
pulled it.
Whoa.
Casper, Wyoming. Okay. That's like swimming from Casper, Wyoming to San Francisco to Hawaii,
Whoa.
Hawaii to Fiji, and Fiji down to Sydney.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of miles, kid.
You must be super strong.
Well,
I mean, that's a lot of muscle to
yeah,
use.
but my legs are about as thick as your arm. But my
Okay.
point is that Norman Cousins wrote this book called Anatomy of an Illness. He had what the doctors called an incurable illness. You're going to die in the next 90 days.
Hmm.
And he said, no, I'm not. Yes, they diagnosed it. That's not my destiny. I'm telling you the story because it's amazing. You have to go and do a search. You'll see there's YouTube.
Yeah.
They made a film about it, written books. He cured himself through laughter. Laughter. He was in his hospital room. He ordered, those days they didn't have anything like we have today because it's going back 50 plus years, 60 years
Hmm.
ago. He ordered in cameras and film of anything that he could think of make him laugh. The Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, our gang comedies, whatever it is that made him laugh. And the laughter enabled him not just to get through the pain, which was on, I don't know if you know the pain chart, but 1 is the least and 10 is the highest.
Hmm.
And I've been living in 9.5 for a long time. He was at 9.7. And he was able to lower his pain rate down to 6, down to 5, or 4, 3 through laughter.
Wow.
So he wasn't on my show. Bernie Siegel was. Jack Canfield. You know Jack Canfield? You do, but you don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, I do know Jack Canfield. I
well,
used to read his books when I was in high school.
okay, so Jack Canfield, the co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul series that she read in high school, is the largest selling title in the history of printing, Helen. 500 million copies, the
Well done, Jack.
biggest selling title outside of the Bible. This book, what is the name of this book again?
The Joy of Living, How to
How
Slay
to
and Be
Slay.
Happy.
And you know who wrote the foreword to this book, Helen?
Jack Canfield?
Yeah!
Winner, winner, winner.
This is big time. Jack Canfield was one of my guests. So what we do is we want to have people on who bring joy, happiness, peace, and love to the world. How many more minutes do we have before we have to
we,
say?
we got a few minutes. We're good.
Okay. I would like to dig a little bit deeper into 2 things. One
Okay.
is subtitle of the book is How to Slay Stress and Be Happy.
Hmm.
The most searched term on the internet today, outside of pandemic and COVID or vaccine, is stress.
Yeah.
Worldwide. Everybody's feeling it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Stress. Okay,
Stress.
that's how
Yeah.
people say it. When they say joy, but they don't say joy. When they say stress, they say, oh, stress. Okay.
Stress.
I wanted to share with you because I love words and acronyms. We use words to find the
Yes.
positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Stress is a word that stands for stomach turning reality, enabling self-sabotage.
Mm.
Ah! You know what happened? I lost my job. I lost my health and family, my wife. My cousin committed suicide. The kids, you know what's going on in the world. Don't you understand?
It's stressful. That's what
That's
they say.
stress. That's how people approach stress. Am I correct?
Hmm. Yeah. And then they hold in their bodies. Yeah.
Well, that's how most people do it. Not the people who listen to Helen Edwards, not the people who read Barry Shore, not the people who listen to Barry Shore, because we use stress and we understand it this way.
Yes.
Stomach turning reality. Oh, there's a tough gig.
Hmm.
Enabling self-success.
Mm.
Yes, you know something? I lost a job. We might lose the house. My cousin did commit suicide. The kids are, I mean, there are tough times going on.
Hmm.
It's how I respond to the situation, Helen, that
Yeah.
makes all the difference. These are the 6 most important words that you'll ever hear, learn, utilize, internalize. Ready?
Yes. Yes.
Choice, not chance, determines your destiny.
Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. I like it.
Stomach turning reality, no matter what it is, enabling self-success.
Mm.
You choose how you respond. I'm standing
Yes.
up in the morning, hale and hearty. I'm paralyzed. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah, it's then why, God, did you do this to me? That wasn't my response. Okay,
Hmm.
thank God I had a great model. My wife, terrible T, words, my mother,
Hmm.
the ability to respond in any given situation is the key to living well. So we'll finish with this. Excitement vs enthusiasm. And this, I hope, will give hope to everybody.
Hmm.
That's my hope, to give hope. That's what we want to do. Hope
Yes.
stands for helping others progress every day. You
Yes.
know why? Because that's what winners help others. That's the word who.
Hmm.
How? Helping others win. So helping others progress every day.
I love that.
Excitement is the following. Hey, we just came through the Super Bowl. That was both exciting and I was enthusiastic about it because I can. I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm a Brady fan. And
Uh,
look at it. And Helen, every male, I think, in America, maybe the world, between the ages of 35 and 48 was rooting for him. because he's
Yeah.
43 years old, not just playing pro ball, starring the quarterback, and he won. I mean, come on. It was poised. It was great. And he won decisively. It was just something.
Fantastic.
So there's the excitement building up to it. So here's excitement. You take a pot of water, put it on the stove, turn up the heat, whatever, electric, gas, doesn't matter. And when you turn up the heat on a pot of water and you get it to a boiling point, what's going to happen to the water?
Right.
Bubbling, right?
Right.
Boiling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you continue the heat, it will stay like that. But if you either turn down the heat or you remove the pot of water from the stove, what's going to happen to the water?
It's going to instantly go down.
Yeah, it's called flaccid. Okay. The
Yeah.
excitement's over. That's excitement. Excitement stands for X meaning outside.
Mm-hmm.
CITE means to move. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a movement from the outside that causes something.
Mm-hmm.
Excitement come and go, just like that, turn off the heat, right?
Right.
Enthusiasm is different. Enthusiasm, the root of enthusiasm, THU, is the Greek for term God.
Mm.
In EN means inside. When the God force, whatever you determine that idea to be,
Mm-hmm.
when the God force is internal, it's always there, just
Yes.
breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are enthusiastic about life, there is nothing that will squash it, nothing that can make it diminish. Okay, sometimes it can wax and wane. Can you be less enthusiastic, more enthusiastic? No, hello. But your
Sure.
basic given part of life, when you open your eyes in the morning and you put your feet over the other side and you get out of bed, you are living enthusiastically, right, Helen?
Right. Right.
Not exciting. Yeah, let's get it. Because that, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enthusiasm for life is the key to living.
Mm-hmm.
So before we end, you let me know when we have about 38 seconds because I want to do two things.
Okay.
So I just want to make mention that everything we've been talking about today has very little to do with Barry Shore, has something to do with Helen Edwards, but it has everything to do with you, YOU, people watching. Because this
Mm-hmm.
really is all about you. Because for you to become the best you makes a difference in the world. You can go mad, live a purpose-driven life, go mad, uncover the power and the secrets of everyday words and terms. And you do that, you can become enthusiastic just about being alive.
Yes.
And then, as I mentioned when Jack Canfield interviewed me, not that I interviewed him, you should go to my homepage of barryshow.com, scroll down and watch the interview of Jack interviewing me. And I told him that you do all this and you'll be healthier and wealthier. He says to me, who doesn't want that, Barry, being healthier and wealthier by doing these things?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Healthier, wealthier, and wiser, just by, again, read the book when it's available and learn the three fundamentals and tell everybody, F you, capital
Yeah.
N, capital N. Tell
Capital
the
N,
world
capital
to F
N.
you. Capital N, capital N.
Barry, that was a really good point you just made. And I just want to emphasize that one more time. You just said, who doesn't want to be healthier, wealthier? And that was a really great point because enthusiasm really does lead to that. If you look at all the greats, including yourself, everybody who's been really successful, who's fallen and gotten back up, fallen and got back up, they all have the simple ingredients that you're talking about here. So
And that
who
is,
doesn't
yeah.
want it? Like change your state, change your mindset, get on it, get on Barry's level.
Look at how enlivening this beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal being is. Helen, I mean, this is wonderful. Are you ready for a hug in front of hundreds of thousands of people?
I'm ready, Barry. Let's do
Okay,
this.
let me just tell you what HUG stands for.
Okay.
Harmonizing Unlimited Giving.
Yes.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
That's awesome.
So are we ready for a blessing? We have another minute to give, 30 seconds, all it takes.
Yeah, that's all. Let's do it. Bring it, Barry.
Our blessing from Helen and Barry is go forth, Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.
Go make a difference. You heard it here, everybody. Check out Barry. We'll have all his links in the show notes. Any last words beside that beautiful song you just sang?
Yes, Helen. Go outside in the cold. Take a breath in and say, no, don't take a breath. Allow a conscious, loving breath and say, thank you, dear Lord, for enabling me to be alive and to share.
Yes, yes. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, sharing is caring. Thank you, Barry, so much for coming on. Bye.